The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello, welcome to a special episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast. I'm Andy Walker, and I am joined today by Andrew de Burgh and Riley Nottingham, who were both involved with the making of the Demoness, which we reviewed a little while ago. Hello, both of you.
Hi, Andy. Thanks for having us.
Hi,
Appreciate it.
hi, Andy. Yes, stoked to be here.
It's all right. Good to have you on here. Okay, so let's. I mean, I normally like to start off. We'll start with you, Andrew. How did you kind of get to where you are now, as far as filmmaking is concerned, and getting into horror?
So I actually started out in the industry as an actor, like around 2012, and then I was doing that for about 3 years. Like it wasn't going that well. I mean, I was getting jobs here and there, but then I actually decided. My friend said, "Why don't you like write your own script and produce it?" So I produced a short horror movie called Just One Drink. It actually starred Barbara Nedechikova from Hostel, who's a famous scream queen, and
All
it
right.
got 100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it got a distribution deal. And then I kind of slowly learned that like filmmaking was kind of my passion and like what I really wanted to do. So I kept writing, producing, and directing. The Demoness is my third feature. I've also done a mini series, which did really well. And yeah, I mean, it's not an easy industry, but I love it. I love horror, and I guess to answer your question, I sort of, I remember seeing The Shining when I was a kid, and like it was so scary, and like I didn't finish the whole movie, but then like as I got older, I got into horror. I got into Korean horror movies, Japanese horror movies, and then I started like I watched all the Exorcists, the Omens, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just love horror. Like I guess like the older I get, the more into horror I get. Like I keep seeing as many as I can, So
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. What about you, Riley? How did you get involved in making films and in horror stuff?
Yeah, well, I the Demoness was a fateful audition. So I moved from Australia last year. So I've been acting since I was like 10, and then also writing, producing, and doing a bunch of stuff in the industry. But yeah, moved to LA last year and audition. You do so many auditions, and then one of them was for the Demoness, and it's super exciting because getting cast in the Demoness we shot earlier this year, that was my first film like in a major role in America. It's like my film debut in that way. And then I hadn't watched. I do love horror, but I'm not like a super things like Saw and Blair Witch Project and everything. But I'm not. I haven't watched every single horror film. Like there are people who watch every single horror
Yeah.
film, and I started to become more aware of them and watching Barbarian and stuff this year. And then it's so amazing that the Demoness and other horror films, VHS, but just a whole bunch of horror auditions and horror roles have kind of come up this year, kicking off with the Demoness. And so I feel very fortunate to come into this world, and it's I'm enjoying the journey because it's so cool. It's just the best genre.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Okay. I mean, we watched the film and we both liked it, and it's a very interesting film and story idea. Where did you come up with the idea for it?
yeah, so I think it was kind of like when I did my show, The Twisted Doll, there was an actress called Chelsea Gilson, who's quite a well-known TV and film actress, and she played like a psychopathic villain in a few of the episodes of the show, and I really liked her portrayal, and like I thought it was fascinating. So I guess like I expanded that into The Seductress from Hell, which was my second feature. Basically about a woman who's like a normal actress and like everything goes against her and she kind of flips and becomes a serial killer. So I think that was like the inspiration behind the Demoness. And I guess like the other inspirations are the Terrifier series. I love Art the Clown and his girlfriend Victoria Hayes. I think they're just amazing villains
Yeah,
on screen. They're just incredibly twisted and brilliant. Like,
yeah,
um,
yeah. I mean, we were both thinking, both thought that the beginning of the film really kind of grabs you. It's got a really interesting start to it, and the title sequence is really good. And there are some really odd camera angles which work really well to make it kind of more interesting and make it more kind of odd and that sort of thing. But I was impressed with some of the makeup and the effects that you had in the film. Did you get any? Did you get people in who were specialists at all, or did you? Was it just a matter of working out what you could do when it came up to it?
Actually, we had a very talented makeup artist called Brittany Jameson Lackey. She actually was a UK-based makeup artist for a long time. And she did special effects makeup for my second feature, The Seductress from Hell, like some of the blood sequences. She didn't work as much on that one as this one, but when I worked with her, I knew she was like incredibly talented. So like when I was doing this film, I brought her on and we had calls for many months prior to filming and like the makeup design and like the blood effects. And she ordered the prosthetic from the UK actually for the Demoness. And I think it was around 3 hours every day that it took to apply on the actress, Sydney. And yeah, it was she's a really talented Brittany.
It was really good. I mean, we one of the things that my friend Chris brought up, which was the way that she moves when she's the demoness, especially at the beginning, is really odd. And unlike a lot of films I've seen where they do it using camera trickery, sort of like cutting out sort of you cut out a few frames and things like that and things to make it look odd and that sort of thing. It looked like she was just doing that by doing it rather than it being camera trickery. Did she manage to do that herself?
Yeah, she did. She's an incredibly talented actor. And I remember when she came to the callback, like we had so much competition for this role, and her body movement was just incredible. And like she's a
Yeah.
trained actress. She's very talented, and yeah, she really embodied that role.
I, I thought that was really, really good because, as I say, I know from working with, doing stuff with people who make films, quite often they do it by just cutting out a few frames so you get that jerkiness of the movement. But it really looked natural the way she did it, and it worked really well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's a real talent, Sydney.
Yeah, no, yeah. As I say, it's it's it suffers a little from the problem with a lot of films like this, which is the fact that obviously you didn't have the hugest of budgets. But it doesn't really matter. It's the sort of film it is. You get engrossed in the film and you get caught up in the film and you kind of ignore the little bits that you look at and go, you would possibly look at and go, oh, that's a bit rough around the edges. But I think that you work really well, that the acting was really good and the writing was really good. So it kind of drew you along with the story.
Thank you. And yeah, credit to Riley, who's really good as Steve in the film. Like I remember on set during the club scenes, like he was so into character, like he was so like he really like when you see him, you really believe he's high, and on the in the club. And yeah, he's a great actor, Riley. I mean,
Yes, no, I agree. I think you were really good. I think everyone in it was, was really good what they did, and they it was interesting that the look you got for some of the shots that I can't think of the way of putting it. It's kind of like the lighting and the shadows and the effects, the camera position and everything were just right all the time. They all worked really well.
thank you so much. I've actually been working with that cinematographer Matt for like almost 8 years or so. We did like a vegetarian cooking show pilot, a couple episodes. We did my first feature, The Pistole, he shot. He did a
Yep.
short film with me. and now the Demoness. He's an amazing cinematographer, and like he's worked on stuff like Godzilla, like very experienced guy, and like
Oh wow.
he knows like composition, framing, coloring. He's like a genius at what he does. So
Yeah, no,
yeah, I was
it was
lucky with
really
him.
good. It was
Well, the
really good.
vegetarian cooking show, that sounds like a true horror to me personally, but
Yeah, no, I'll agree
that's
with
horror.
that.
It's called The Vegetarian Detective, and it was actually about this girl who like goes to different restaurants in LA and like goes to the kitchens and see how they cook the stuff. It was very different to the Demoness, but you know.
I mean, so Riley, I mean, you obviously you auditioned for the part and you got the part and that sort of thing. But I mean, how was it for you acting in the film? How was it?
Oh, it was so fun. Echoing and thank you for the kind words, Andrew, both of you. But honestly, like working, just coming on set, every single actor that's been assembled by by Andrew, it was just incredible. Like from Bruce Clifford was like my kind of mate in the film, and our banter. It was just so immediate. And then Sydney, I actually met. She was in the Demoness makeup when I think for like 2 days. That's kind of how I knew her. I didn't really see her. Oh no, I saw her later on the day, but the first half of the day for sure, I just saw her as this red thing, and it was so interesting because she looks it's so different, her human form, but her I could just tell that the way she was approaching it, the way every single cast member approached their role with such seriousness and preparation, and it was we what I really loved about what we created is it felt that the chemistry was so instant, and that doesn't always happen. And even when you have lots and lots of rehearsals, doesn't always happen. Like it's kind of a unique thing, like chemistry. You can't really
Yeah,
say why it works, and it was just awesome. Like especially our first scene together was in the it was a what part was it? We're in a house and conversation. We're getting to know each other and stuff, and it's just awesome. And the nightclub scene that Andrew's talking about, that was so fun because the music was playing, we had the extras around us, and the lights are going, and there are long sequences in this film, and so it feels like theater in a way where you just get to play it out the 3 or 4 5 minutes in succession,
yeah,
and it's awesome for immersion rather than because sometimes you're in projects where you're doing 5 seconds and then cut 5 seconds and then cut, and this was not like that. And Andrew's got a very kind of calm style where he'll just be like, okay, go for it, and you just it's very it was very easy for me to feel like no one was watching me, which I think is really key to being able to immerse
yeah.
yourself.
I must admit, I think
Thanks, Riley. Sorry.
one of the things I noticed was I think that none of the acting looked like it was forced. It all kind of came across as being quite natural and quite flowing and sort of. I thought that worked really well, and it helps with the pace of the film. And having the sort of longer sections rather than little bits really helps again with the flow of the film. I must admit, when I started watching it, I didn't realize that it was going to be like it's almost like an anthology film because you've got the kind of different setups thing,
Yeah,
and I didn't realize it was going to be like that. So I wasn't quite expecting that.
you're right though. It does sort of feel like that because you have like different characters that really don't know each other, you know. There's a little bit of a crossover like with Bruce and the detective. But you're right, like the family next door doesn't know Riley's character, and like a lot of people don't know each other in the film.
Yeah, but it works as a film. It works really well. Um, so did I've got to ask because you've got the post-credit scene um with the demoness in human form and you back in the club. I just wondered, is there going to be a sequel?
That's the plan. Fingers crossed, you know. I guess it depends on how the first film does. Like if we if we make enough or we can like fund a sequel, like I'll happily do it, you know. I'd love to do this. And I'd love to do more horror movies. I have other scripts that like I'm always looking for financing for. And I guess that like, you know, talking what Riley said about like the set and stuff, like filmmaking's a very hard industry and like Hollywood is not
Yeah.
easy. So that's why like when I work on a project, I put 100% into it. Like I don't do anything else. Like this is my life, you know, and like I'm really grateful that I had such a great cast and crew that like really believed in the vision and kind of, you know, put everything into it as well, you know. As Riley said, you don't always have that, you know. So it's I was very grateful about that.
Yeah, no, I think it's, I think everyone worked really well and worked well together. Um, so, looking forward, do you have any other projects on the go at the moment, or are you planning on starting anything new?
I mean, Riley's got VHS Halloween, which is a huge thing.
Yes, yes,
It's
I
a
was going to come
big,
to
big
that.
movie.
I was going to come to
Um,
that. How did you manage to get that part?
I audition. I mean, my amazing managers, Todd and Rodney, Justice and Ponder, they rig me all plethora of always auditioning, which is all you can ask for as an actor in Australia for years and years of my life. I go, I just want more auditions. And so it's the strangest thing. In almost around the same time I found out going to the Demoness, I then also got a call back and then was lucky enough to secure one of the roles in VHS. Won something called Fun Size, which then we worked out was VHS 8, which then was announced as VHS Halloween. Oh, you're in this movie because you don't always know what it is
Yeah.
when you go in for it. And then through happenstance, the Demoness and VHS shot in the same month this year. So I was just back to back horror. So I was like, I just felt
Oh.
like a scream queen or a scream king or whatever the male version be like, oh, horror, horror, horror. And it was just so so fun. That comes out October 3rd, and that's amazing. And it was really cool to have the ramp up of really the Demoness because I literally went straight onto that set, and so it's just such an amazing, a fortunate position to be in to be on set, practicing and being able to hit the ground running onto the next one.
Yeah, yeah,
But
no,
yeah, just auditions,
that's cool.
basically.
That is a really cool thing. I mean, it's great, great news. So Andrew, you got nothing you're working on at the moment in particular?
yeah, I do actually. So I'm
Oh,
working on a pilot with an actress called Cherry on Top. So like we're sort of in development for that. And then I have a Santa Claus claymation movie that's doing really well in festivals. It's a
oh,
short film. So we're actually nominated for an award ceremony tonight, so fingers crossed.
oh, cool. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. And yeah, I have another script called Just One Drink, which is like a psychological thriller based on my first short film, Just One Drink. So I'm hoping to launch that. And like, yeah, I mean, as a producer director, it's kind of like it takes a lot of time to get projects going, and there's like always setbacks that like financing falls through, or
Yeah,
you know, so it's just I mean, I have a lot of scripts that, you know, I'm always pitching the Just One Drink. I have another script called The Tormentor, which is like about a evil CEO that torments and tortures his employees at a dinner party. So hopefully that will get made as well.
I'm sure I used to work for somebody like that.
Um,
Okay, cool.
and
No,
yeah,
it's,
Riley's really good. And I like because I saw the sorry to go on a tangent.
no. Go on, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like what I love about Riley in the film is that like because I sat through the editing and like I've seen the film many times and his nuances like his acting nuances and kind of I love the scene when he comes to her apartment, Charlotte, and like you can sort of see the ego of his character and like all the different emotions. It's like I mean it's great acting, you know, really.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
thanks,
agree.
man.
It's true, man. It's true.
I agree. Okay, well, I wish you best of luck. Oh, the other thing I was going to ask was, is there any news on any kind of distribution or anything for the Demoness?
Yeah, I actually signed this morning with a sales agent called Sciforror Ventures. They're a big horror company, so
Cool.
that's really exciting news. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens. We've submitted to a lot of festivals, so we're waiting to hear back about our world premiere. So fingers crossed with that too. Yeah, I mean, I really want to start a series of this character, so just go all out and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. I'm glad you've got a distribution, thing in place, and that hopefully it'll be picked up at festivals and people will run with it.
Thank you.
So
There's a lot in the UK actually, like Fright Fest and Grim Fest and Celluloid Screams in Sheffield, I think.
yeah, there are a lot of horror festivals over here now. I don't know what's happened, but in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, there's been a real resurgence of interest in this country in horror, and there's been a lot of new festivals starting up, and even ones that were already going have got bigger, as So there's a lot of market and interest for horror. Um, so I wish you all the best with your future films and with the Demoness. Riley, I wish you all the best with your acting, and I hope that the Demoness and both the Demoness and VHS take you places. And thank you both for being on the show.
Of
And
course, thank you as well. Appreciate it, man.
no, no,
I love doing these things. These
yeah, I like talking to people about the films they make. It's good fun. So everybody watching, look out for the Demoness in festivals, and if it gets distributed, look out for it streaming or on physical media or whatever. It's really worth watching, so give it a watch. And we will be back again um, with another episode of the normal podcast. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. And yeah, you can also follow us. Sorry.
Sorry, no.
I was going to say people watching can follow us on Instagram at the Demoness Movie and also thedemonessmovie.com. That's our official website.
Okay,
well,
that's cool. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.